what we think about this, y'all? Live action One Piece. Live action One Piece.
It sounds kind of ugly. It sounds
already. It's not anything live action these days isn't great. But I mean, who knows? I'm gonna save my comments till last because I ain't even watched One Piece.
So like,
I'm gonna just sit in the corner like this.
Go ahead, Wayne. Go ahead, Wayne. I know you got thoughts, bro.
I think that we have to see what Cowboy Bebop looks like. I think that's what we really need to see, because I've seen images of the Cowboy Bebop reboot and they look really good. But these are just pictures. Like, this isn't the show. But the difference between like Cowboy Bebop and One Piece is that One Piece, you got a dude who's literally stretching like crazy long. Like, you got all these crazy effects, and that's what's really gonna separate the two. Is like, if this has good effects, then I don't see it being terrible. I also just don't see it being necessary either. Like, I don't really think we need live action anime, because the anime is there. Like, I feel like the people who don't like anime because it is literally animated aren't gonna like it if it's live action either. Like, I just don't know who it's for.
I watched a little bit of One Piece. I think I'm like chapter like 61 or something. It's cool, but I just think it's gonna be weird if the animation isn't there. And I feel like those characters just look way better kept animated. Like the style of them and everything, I don't really see him like, human.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you get so attached to the way they look animated that anything else would just look wrong.
Thanks. It's kind of weird. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think that's where the issue is. It's just like no matter what you do, it won't have the same effect.
Exactly. Imagine like a low budget like Stretch. So, like when he like kicks down on like boats and shit. Yuck. It's gonna look gross.
I mean, in the right hands, I feel like it could be wavy, but it never goes to the right hands, even when they have these huge budgets, which is the saddest thing ever.
Like,
it needs a Disney budget, and it's not on Disney, so I don't know if like it'll be, you know what I'm saying, like to do all the crazy stuff in One Piece, and that's the first like 60 episodes. I can tell you, there's crazy stuff that happened in the 60 episodes. It's not just like regular like ha 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 ha. Like, things explode. There's a lot of going. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot that goes on. It's not like Peter Pan. There's a lot. Like, ships are getting destroyed. I don't know. Netflix have money, but I don't know if Netflix got that much money.
I don't know. I don't think they have near enough money to make this the way it should be.
I'm picturing it like a CW like CW Flash animation.
No,
that's why. I'm
nah, son,
like
no, not the
problem.
Oh,
listen, that's also my gripe. Like, I of course personally I have not seen One Piece yet. I know the One Piece stands gonna come out the woodworks and try and smack the shit out of me with the devil fruit.
I'm the fastest man alive.
If that shit looks like that, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. But listen, I know from what I've seen of like the little clips and tidbits of One Piece throughout my time, there's giant ass motherfuckers with giraffe heads, motherfuckers, growing their fist to like 80 sizes long, like larger than themselves, and then punching niggas. How are you gonna make that work visually? You know what I'm saying? One Piece has already solidified its style on, you know what I'm saying, on itself, on the culture, on everybody. How are you gonna make that translate to real life? That's a hard thing to do. We've seen this time and time again with people or franchises that want to bring stuff into the live action space. Street Fighter, Dragon Ball, Avatar. We've seen this time and time again, where it's like you try to translate that, but it doesn't mesh. It doesn't mesh. People have done a terrible job. Maybe they didn't have, like, that big of backing or that, that much support from the actual creators of the series. But this is probably the biggest undertaking or the most, potential undertaking with, the actual, the creator of the series on it. And there's so much money behind it. You got Tomorrow Studios, they've had huge projects so far, again, with Snowpiercer and Cowboy Bebop that's coming in the pipeline. Like, it's hard for me to be like, okay, I can bet on this being somewhat decent or have some success. Like, it's tough. It's a tough spot to be in, man. You're gonna have to. It's an uphill battle. It's a real uphill battle.
It's an uphill battle, but it feels like an uphill battle of like a fight you don't need to take. Like, y'all could have rotated instead of just like trying to fight this fight. Like, if y'all make the best live action anime, who's really sitting there like, finally, I can see Luffy in real life. Like, let's go. Like, who's waiting for that?
Yeah.
For me, it's like I've seen a few scenes where I don't actually know like what's happening, but this nigga punches and his arm just fucking stretches like all the way. Right?
How?
Live action. That is never gonna work in live action. I don't give a fuck.
How?
That shit will never work in live action, bro. That shit will look cheap as hell, no matter who's on it.
Bro.
Live action, like punching through fleets, is gonna be kind of weird.
How the fuck are you gonna make Chopper? I know what Chopper looks like. How are we gonna make him fit in a live action context? You know what I'm saying? Without looking mad weird, without looking like, you know what I'm saying, some type of Paddington, you know what I'm saying, knockoff character or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you make certain things just translate to the live screen? That's a tough ask. It's a tough ask.
To be honest, I feel like one thing that bothers me is like characters that stretch in like live action form. I just think it looks weird. That's the only problem. I just think it looks odd. Like it's like animated is cool, but like I'm not trying to see a stretchy ass human man. It's weird. Remember when they had to lift his head up to get air?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Imagine seeing that live action, man.
At one point, Luffy was like at the bottom of like this ocean, and like they literally stretched his head all the way out of the water. But it's like that's gonna look weird when it's like real life.
How?
Yeah, it's gonna look so bad, so bad.
How? Like it's crazy, man. But like again, just speaking to the larger concept at hand with all these, these adaptations to live action from, again, we're seeing the One Piece, we're seeing Cowboy Bebop coming in the pipeline, we're seeing Avatar: The Last Airbender. Netflix is working on that one too. Can it translate? Can it translate across to the live action screen? Of course, it remains to be seen with of course the last two projects, the Cowboy Bebop and Avatar: The Last Airbender. But can they even make that jump? Because so far, it hasn't really, come across the best. With all types of franchises from, video games and specifically anime, there's not too much that can be done there from what I've seen so far.
I think it just depends on the anime. Like pick animes that don't require a lot of special effects. Like when they made live action of Erased, which is an anime about somebody going back in time, all you need is just people, like kid actors. Like you just need regular people. There's just like literally just humans. Like picking the one where like there's like an actual skeleton walking around. Like, why would you pick this one with 1,000 episodes? Like, there's 1,000 episodes to this anime, and that's another thing. Is like, are you going to do a live action of every single episode? Are you going to condense some things? Because that might also make it wacky.
They have to.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't. But here's the thing about One Piece is that like, so there's 1,000 episodes. Only 10% of it is filler. So out of the 1,000, only 100 episodes are real throwaways. Everything else matters. And that's the problem with condensing, is that some small details, like I was watching it and my girlfriend was watching me watch it. She was like, remember this part right here because it's going to be important later in like episode 300. And I'm like, really? And she's like, yeah, it matters. So it's like I just feel like they picked the biggest anime, and that might have been the biggest problem, is that is so there's so much there.
I agree. It's hard to again make that leap. The Wolfie in the chat, Wolfie and King chat, he said they could easily do a live action of Tokyo Revengers. You know what I'm saying? So using hella UFC fighters.
Oh my days.
Basic.
Oh my
basically. Days. It's like there's just such a huge gap you have to jump to for One Piece. Again, you said it best.
Who do I send the money to?
Episodes.
Who do I send the money to?
Hold your money yet. Hold your money, son. Hold on. But yeah, it's like 1,000 episodes worth of content. Most of it's not filler, so you have to, make an impactful story that that sticks to the plot to some degree. With these however many episodes, probably like what 12 for a season. I'm guessing they're gonna have to condense. That's bottom line. They're gonna have to do, and they probably will. But it's gonna lose a lot of sauce. It's gonna lose a lot of its magic if they condense this down. Again, there's so many considerations they have to make going to live action that is, I feel like it's just gonna keep losing its luster. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna lose some of that magic that made people like One Piece like that. Other anime that can definitely be adapted to live action, that have been adapted to live action, that are much easier. It would have been much easier asks than One Piece. Like, I don't know why you would jump to that. Maybe it's because of, the money they pulling in. Probably the likely reason. And Netflix saw that One Piece, getting money all over the world for like 20 years straight. So they're like, let's try and cash in on some of that. But there so many easier options.
They're approaching these projects from the wrong place. And I think that, I agree. Like, once that is set in stone, then there's nothing you can really do. You can't save these projects; they're done.
100%. You see it. It's like you can reach out and create something. You know what I'm saying? Like that isn't as big. Again, just looking at it from the wrong angle. They're looking at it from like a commercial standpoint. Yo, this is gonna create so much money. They want to see this live action One Piece. There's so much more merch and stuff but it's not feasible. People aren't gonna, immediately take to it just because it has the One Piece name on it. If you know what I'm saying, if even that, they're gonna be even more critical. They're gonna even be more, watchful of that stuff coming through. Like it's insane. It's insane. But yeah. Craig, any more thoughts on this one? Let me see.
No, just don't do it.
Nah. Facts. Just don't do it, please. If y'all want to take any other one, man, listen, take JJK, take Maki. I would rather you try and attempt this than do One Piece, because that's One Piece is huge.
I feel like
JJK is
JJK
feasible.
can actually work because I've seen the Venom
is feasible.
If that makes sense.
Yes, I know.
If that makes sense.
I know what you're talking. No. I can see it. I can definitely see it. It's just like
best anime is Paw Patrol. All right.
Come on, Dave. That had to be Dave. That had to be. Oh my gosh.